This is going to be part 3 in the Bug Out Bag series, what I'm bringing to eat. Hey, what's going on? It's Matt. Welcome back to the channel. I am going to do another in my series on the Bug Out Bag that I have built for myself and my daughter. If you're not familiar with what the situation is and everything that, I talk about that in earlier videos. Today I am going to cover food and what we are bringing. If you saw my Bug Out Bag video on the VanQuest Falconeer 27, you would have saw me take off this bag off the top part of the pack. And I'm going to go through what's in here right now. You've seen what my daughter has in her snack pack. I will link a video to both of those videos somewhere right here, in here, or whatever. But she saw what she has for snacks and she's carrying in her pack. Because I didn't do it in my initial Bug Out Bag video, I will also go through what I have for snacks. Now, 72 hours. We have a cook system. I have the ability to cook over an open flame, but some of this stuff is actually going to be cold soak. And one of the things that I do want to preface before I really kind of get into what's in this big giant bag is that, you know, I've been seeing a lot of people talking about getting these massive food stores. Well, this is a Bug Out Bag. It means it's going with you. If you're going to hunker down in your home, by all means, get as many food stores as possible. This is built for people who are on the go that have to leave their situation for inclement weather or whatever it may be. But one more important thing that I do want to mention, cycle through your food. I don't know why people are so hell-bent on shelf life. If you have something that's a year shelf life, that is fantastic, but it's your responsibility to cycle through your food, meaning you should be checking this once every 6 months. We all have iPhones. Put it in your calendar. You know, check the expiration date on medications. Check the expiration date on foods. If you have all your food stores in your basement or whatever it may be, that's great. But I'm going to tell you something. The U.S. military cycles through their stores. So you should too. Don't hold on to something for 20 years hoping as if you're going to buy it for long-term prepping, that's great. But you do need to cycle through it. Use it. Everything in here will get used within a 6-month time. I'll cycle through it. I have a 4-year-old daughter to consider as well, so her tastes will change. I mean, hell, she ate her first hamburger the other day after we got done hiking, so that was a big deal. So without further ado, I will get into this bag. Now, this was bungeed on the top of the pack. I did not put a weight on this because I weighed the bag as a whole with this on it, and you know, it's pretty heavy. This is just really a Eagle Creek packing cube. You can get these at REI, you can get them online. It doesn't have to be an Eagle Creek, but this is not the biggest one, but the second to largest one. So this is just going to open up, and I'm not going to pan down. Well, maybe I should pan down. You can see it just kind of spilling out all over the place. So the first thing that fell out in here is some Sweet and Low, some tea bags, and some emergency packets. The tea is obviously for me. The Sweet and Low is something that I'll be able to have in the morning with a cup of tea. It also is good for one of our breakfasts that we'll probably be having, and it'll sweeten it up a little. And the next little Ziploc in here, I have salt, pepper, butter, mayonnaise, mustard, a lot of butter actually, because it's good to cook with. And my suggestion on getting these things, everything in this bag actually I swiped from KFC. I went in there to get a lunch one day a couple weeks ago, and the butter, I was like, dude, give me a bunch of butter. And the kid behind the counter just scooped up so many. These are great for hiking and camping and backpacking, but they're hermetically sealed. This is butter, and it stores away really, really nicely. And so I highly suggest if you're going to get this stuff, you know, go into your local fast food place and get some. There are 3 Cliff Bars in here. These are ones that both my daughter and I both enjoy eating. These are high in calories. They're also high in carbohydrates and sugars, so those are good things to have as well when you're on the trail. In no discerning order, there's some wet wipes in here. There's another 2 packages down there. It's just good to have in your food store bag, simply for the fact that that's probably when you want clean hands, is right before you're getting ready to eat. Some candy bars. There are 4 Kit Kat bars in here. Okay, I'm gonna get both of this out. I'll talk about it in a second. Peanut butter. This is hermetically sealed. There's 6 servings in this. Each serving is 180 calories. You do the math. You wouldn't eat this all in one sitting, but these things are great because they're resealable. I have Justin's peanut butter packets. Those things are great, but they're really just single serve. You tear them open. I have 2 of those in here. I have more of my daughter's little fruit pouches. I have 2 of those extra. 1 protein bar. There's another 3 of the protein bars of this. These are good because they're low in sugar. These are for daddy, but grab it again. One great tip about these things, if you heat these up, they get really gooey, and they actually become really, really good, and my daughter loves the crap out of them. This is something that I pack when I go hiking and when I even go just like on a long business trip. This is green superfood tablets. Because when you're kind of in a bug out situation, you're really not getting the nutrients that you should be getting. These things are great. They supplement it. It's a full daily dose of your fruits and veggies in a little tablet. Throw it in some water, dissolve it. They're very similar to the Noon tablets, which I also carry as well for extra hydration. We've got a ton of protein, and it's not sexy protein. Believe it or not, I had a lot of trouble just being like, I'm not a big fan of the tuna packages. I got the spicy ones for me. I got the plain ones for my daughter. And then this is chicken. This is the Walmart brand. I've actually had this. It's really good if you mix it in with something else, but that's a decent amount of protein. Those will be primarily for dinners and maybe a light snack along the way. In here is Swiss Miss chocolate mix. There are some Propels, which is kind of like the same thing as Gatorade. It's got a lot of electrolytes in it, but the Swiss Miss chocolate's for my daughter, so I'm having tea in the morning. She can have hot chocolate. Another protein bar. Carnation Instant Breakfast. This is the strawberry flavor, and believe it or not, it's not for my daughter, it's for me. I like strawberry quick too. What can I say? Protein powder. These things are great. It's 120 grams of protein. No, that's not right. 20 grams of protein in each of these. All you need is water. Just mix them up. These are great. They are vanilla flavored. My daughter likes vanilla as well, so this kind of doubles for everything. Moving along in the bag. Tortillas. There are 4 medium-sized tortillas, the super soft ones, in a Ziploc bag. Now, February 2020, that's when I put this in here. These things are still super soft, even though this has only been in here for a month. These things last longer than most people think. This will be great for the peanut butter or whatever else we could find to put on it. Hopefully Dad can catch a fish if we're in a certain location. But these bags are great because you can label them, and this is what I was saying earlier. You need to cycle through your food. Cycle through it. Use it. Mountain House meal number 1. And this one, I've written on the bag, this is spaghetti. It's been in there since 120. And the other Mountain House I have in here, I know I have another one. This is the other one. This is Noodles and Chicken 120. Now, I pulled something out earlier. These are the actual Mountain House bags. A little tip that I like to kind of do when I go backpacking or hiking is I take them out of these larger bags because you can get them actually smaller when you put them into a Ziploc. You keep the bags, 1, because you cook the food in them, but 2, it also tells you the cooking time, and you can eat directly out of this container, and you can just basically throw it away in one of these bags when you're done. So these things, hold on to them, just fold them up and put them down. They pack down much, much smaller. And then finally, we have steel cut oatmeal. This is about 2 cups. This is about 2 cups. And then what we would do with that, just, because where I'm going with this, is that we would do overnight oats. My daughter loves them. We would take one of the Nalgene bottles, primarily one that's smaller. We would fill it up with the oats. We would pour some peanut butter in there. We would pour water into where it's just over the oats, and we would mix it up and we would leave it overnight. I eat it all the time. If you even want more in there, put some protein in there for more flavor. I have that typically when I go fishing now in the mornings, and I'm satiated until at least dinner. So those are really high calorie packed meals. This is minute rice. This is a cup and a half of minute rice. And this is another cup and a half of minute rice. And that's all. Oh, there's another one. In regarding to the rice too, one of the things that you want to get minute rice for, and not any other kind of rice, and you can do this with couscous, is you can cold soak your food. All you need is a container with a lid on it. God forbid you run out of fuel or it's pouring rain and you can't eat. You can't cold soak regular rice, but minute rice you can. It just takes a little bit longer. If you're not familiar with cold soaking is, pour some water in it. You usually go up past your thumbnail where the water is from the food, and then basically, you know, let it sit, seal it up and let it sit, and it will be cold, but it will be edible and it'll taste just like if it was cooked, except it won't be hot, right? I like cold soaking things. Everything in here only requires water, which is super important. I mean, obviously some things would be better if there was milk involved, but I'm not lugging milk around. That's for 3 days, and trust me, I think that's plenty of food for 3 days. I'm gonna go through real quickly just my snack bag that gets carried on the side. It's a lot of junk food. These are sport beans for energy. These are noons. It's a lot of like running stuff, and oddly enough, I don't run, but I hike. So these goose stuff, these are really high packed in like potassium and stuff like that. Single serve almonds, Propel drinks, Gatorade. These things will last a real long time. They get super hard. When they get super hard, just put them in your water, shake them up, and just kind of let them sit for a real long time. More Justin's peanut butter packets. Like I said, these are the single serve ones. My spoon and fork, honey stinger bar, and 2 really high protein bars. You can buy these on Amazon. They're kind of gnarly, but they have the most amount of protein in any bar I've ever seen of 30 grams. Not a lot of sugar either. That is what I bring for food. Kind of get an idea. There's other junk on the table too. But that's it. So I hope this is helpful. Give you some ideas. Obviously every family is different. Like I said, this is for 2 people, and the second person is a little person, and she has a very picky appetite. So getting her to eat, I kind of try to keep things as bland as possible and things that I know she's already had. She has had the Mountain House spaghetti. She does like that. The chicken and noodles, I'm sure she'd be fine with that as well. And she also has had the Walmart chicken packages. She doesn't know she's eating it because I mix it in with rice, and so she just kind of goes along with it. But thanks for watching these things. If this was helpful, comment and like and subscribe. Thanks. Talk to you soon.